Clark County Today is presented by Connell Real Estate. Hire an agent, get a team. Learn more by visiting connellrealestate.com.
Hey everyone, Chris Brown here with your ClarkCountyToday.com video update for Wednesday, February the 3rd. Well, 36 new COVID-19 cases were reported overnight, along with one confirmed and one suspected death related to the outbreak. An ongoing Department of Health delay in processing samples means that not all cases may be included in the count, warned Clark County Public Health. Still, it appears we are trending in the right direction. As of today, there are 547 people with an active case, nearly half the levels we saw a couple of weeks ago. Hospitalizations remained somewhat steady, with 47 confirmed and 7 suspected cases, accounting for just over 9% of bed space. Eat, sleep, Zoom, repeat. Every day is Groundhog's Day for students. That was just one sign at a rally demanding that schools open now. It was a small rally outside the Washington Education Association's Riverside office, and their message was largely aimed at teachers, saying they should be doing more to get all students back in school. And it's not just about grades, they say. According to Open Schools USA, which organized similar rallies across the country on Tuesday, it's about the mental health of many young people.
My daughter, London, committed suicide September 21st. She was 13 years old, same age as Melanie, who's been struggling with her mental health. So I'm out here to support her and to try to get kids back in school, because kids are literally dying to go to school right now.
With COVID case rates now back in the moderate range, many school districts are aiming to begin bringing middle school students back to hybrid in-person classes by the middle of this month, but high school students may have to wait until late February or early March before they have a choice to do anything but full remote. On February 9th, voters in the Battleground School District will decide whether to approve a new 4-year maintenance and operations levy. The district is using rainy day funds to bring the property tax rate down to around $1.95 per thousand in the first year of the 4-year replacement levy, with rates of $2.20 in the final 3 years. The current expiring levy was approved in 2017 for $3.66 per thousand, though it was later capped at $1.50 before the legislature allowed the school board to increase that by $1 in 2019. Now, M&O levies fund additional school staff. That includes teachers, nurses, guidance counselors, and coaches, along with paying for athletics programs, technology, and building maintenance. If you're still undecided and want to learn more, you can check out our full story at ClarkCountyToday.com. Well, Representative Ed Orcutt participated in a legislative phone call hosted by the Woodland Chamber of Commerce Tuesday. The Republican from Washington's 20th district, which includes part of northern Clark County, focused mainly on revenue proposals making their way through the state legislature. The so-called billionaire wealth tax is one of them, which would impose a 1% tax on anyone with a net worth of more than $1 billion. The Department of Revenue says there are around 100 people who meet that distinction living in Washington state, though Orcutt says only 4 people would be affected. Orcutt's view is that this could open the door for further income tax measures. Orcutt also isn't a fan of a proposed estate tax, which he says also targets the wealthiest residents of the state. On a proposal by House Democrats to increase the fuel tax by 18 cents a gallon to fund a transportation package, Orcutt says that would make it more expensive to transport goods. The cost, he says, would likely be passed along to consumers. You can read more about what Orcutt had to say. See our full story at ClarkCountyToday.com. Well, another Clark County School District superintendent is hanging it up. La Center School District Superintendent Dave Holmes announced this week he'll be retiring at the end of the school year. Holmes has spent over 30 years in education, helping to pass a pair of school levies and a $48 million bond to build a new middle school in the district. He started as a substitute teacher in La Center way back in 1993. He also worked as a math instructor, assistant principal, high school principal, and assistant superintendent. Holmes will be replaced by Pete Rosencrans, a 29-year educator who's been in La Center for 7 years and is currently assistant superintendent. Rosencrans most recently took the lead in the district's efforts to safely get students back into classrooms during the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, lastly, this afternoon, in the early 1990s, shortly after witnessing the horrific sexual abuse of children in the Philippines, Dr. Cindy Romine and her husband founded Called to Rescue. Today, that Vancouver-based organization is active in multiple countries, including the Philippines and the United States. Their mission is to help locate missing children and rescue those at risk of being trafficked. According to the National Criminal Justice Service, an estimated 200,000 American children are at risk of falling into sex trafficking each year. In just the past 3 years, Called to Rescue has helped over 1,500 children. Now, normally, their volunteers would be traveling the globe, helping to educate others about the problem. But during the pandemic, Called to Rescue has had to figure out how to operate in a virtual world. The best thing, says Dr. Romine, is for parents to be aware of what their children are doing online, especially since they're using the internet so much more right now. Make sure you spend time with them, ask them questions, get to know the people they're communicating with. You can read more about Called to Rescue by checking out our full story today at clarkcountytoday.com. And that is your Wednesday check of the stories we're following for you. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay in the know and sound off about what's happening in our community. News tips and story suggestions can be emailed to news@clarkcountytoday.com. For all of us, I'm Chris Brown. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with you again tomorrow.